Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. The first time I'm going to be making this video, it's going to be the best case scenario for Kamala Harris. Now it's been, as I said in the previous one, a completely different race. Kamala Harris now the presumptive Democrat nominee for president. I believe that the Democrat nominating process is coming up in about a week or so. I'm not sure if they're still doing it virtually or not. I know they have to get that Ohio ballot in, but we're yet to see what exactly will be happening. But today I'm going to be doing a video on the best case scenario for her in the general election for this year. Next video I'll be making will be the best case scenario for Donald Trump in the general election. Certainly a very different environment we're in compared to where it was between Trump and Biden. It's so incredible to see how quickly things are forgettable. Doesn't even, people completely forgotten about Joe Biden. I'm he's the president, but nobody's even thinking about him anymore. He's just kind of like a thing of the past. The Trump assassination attempt. It's all just been because of our attention spans. Nobody even remembers it. We're just focused on the here and the now, the Harris versus Trump. And those things only happened a matter of weeks ago. So it is kind of crazy, even less than 2 weeks ago in some instances. Anyway, here we go with Kamala Harris, the safe Kamala Harris states. It is going to be like, the usual safe Harris states, even states like New Mexico, in the best case scenario for her, will be safe. I'm going to leave states like Virginia and Minnesota out of it for now, simply because they still have that toss up identity. I don't think it would be reasonable to all of a sudden just fully commit them to safe Harris states. Anyway, safe Trump states. Here we go with the safe Trump states. Leave the state of Alaska out of it for the moment. Could narrow below 10 points. However, the state of Iowa still will be a safe Trump state. Ohio will not be. And Maine second will be safe in favor of Trump. So 196 to 129 electoral votes for Kamala Harris. Let's go to the likely states. The state of Minnesota, for instance, would be a likely state. No Democrat has lost the state of Minnesota since Richard Nixon in 1972, I believe, as well as the state of Virginia will become a safe Harris state. Maine at large is not a safe Harris state, a likely Harris state. New Hampshire, likely Harris. Nebraska second, likely Harris. Getting her to 226. Now that seems to be her floor for most political predictions at the moment. Most people don't think Trump will be able to win Minnesota or Virginia at this point, or even New Hampshire. Anything is subject to change, but that does seem to be her relative floor. For Trump, if this was not a best case scenario, it would be in my opinion, 235. I think he would still hold on to North Carolina. I know people are saying it's competitive at the moment. I still think at the end of the day, North Carolina pretty confidently will be a Trump state. Likely Trump will be the state of Ohio. It'll be the state of Texas still. That's just things like these things are just not going to change drastically, even in a best case scenario for Kamala Harris. And the state of Florida will be likely in favor of Donald Trump. So basically, at the end of the day, you still have their floors, except it's the likely states, not the safe states this time around. But they could be flip flop, to be honest. Anyway, for lean Harris states, this is going to be state of Michigan. This will be the state of Pennsylvania. Of course, a lot of these states are things that Harris needs to win in the election, and very likely could, depending on who she picks for vice president. Now, that's also something we just don't know will happen at the moment. We don't know who she's going to pick, as well as the state of Georgia will be lean Kamala Harris. Lean Trump states. There's only going to be one lean Trump state. That's the state of North Carolina. Sorry, I forgot to switch it over. Trump. The reason I have North Carolina as a lean Trump state is because he's still popular there. He managed to win North Carolina in 2020, which all of the other states happen to flip in favor of Biden. I don't think this time around Kamala Harris is now this so much stronger candidate than Joe Biden. People like to assume that there's so much energy behind Kamala Harris, and she's like some people motivated to get her to win. She is still in a worse position to win the general election than Joe Biden was back in 2020, and Hillary Clinton was in terms of the polling data, in terms of a lot of things. So you have to keep that in mind when you make this prediction. For that reason, I still think Trump will hold on to North Carolina, even in a best case scenario for Harris. However, in a best case scenario for Harris, the rest of these states will all tilt Democrat, will tilt in favor of her. So she will manage to crack that 300 electoral vote, ceiling. But a state like North Carolina, people like to give her 319. I'm going to have Trump hold on to it for the moment. With that being said, this is my election prediction. Thank you for my best case scenario election prediction. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more videos to come. The next one will be a Trump best case scenario prediction unless something breaking happens. Anyway, have a great day. I'll see you all soon.